Let's go, huh? The battle blazes 1-2. Gotta make layups. We gotta rebound.
This is Utah Tech basketball and the John Judkins Coaches Show.
Great win. Proud of you. Let's keep it going.
And hi there once again, everybody. Welcome to John Judkins Coaches Show, presented by Strap Tank Brewery and Restaurant on Crosby Way in St. George. Rod and the coach, John Judkins, and I'll say it again, it's a great time to be a Trailblazer, Coach. Coming off a double overtime win over UT Arlington last Thursday. You got two more in Burns Arena this week. Utah Valley Thursday, California Baptist on Thursday. And, Coach, you're third place right now in the third spot in conference play. You're only a half game out of first place in the WAC. The two teams that are above you are coming into Burns Thursday and Saturday. And I would say that this is a huge week, but I know what you're going to say.
I thought for sure you were going to say that. So, yeah, every week's a huge week for us. We just got to take care of our business. That's what it's all about. And we talk about you have to win your home games. And so far we've been doing that. Like you said, it's a big week. Utah Valley coming in that just blew out UTA on Saturday. So they're playing very, very well. They beat us at their place pretty good. It's time for redemption. We got to get back ready to play. But I like we have these next two at home. We're playing two very, very good teams.
So, and two teams that were the preseason favorites to be number one and number two in conference standings. So before we get into specifics, let's just take a look back from when you started the transition from Division II to Division I, and you know it's tough to make that jump.
Oh yeah.
And now you've got yourself in a position to legitimately contend for a WAC regular season title. So just talk about, you know, the feeling that you have going through those tough times, and now you're starting to see some success.
Well, anytime you move up a division, it's always tough. You're always behind, and we've talked about that with COVID, and then the transfer portal and the NIL. But again, there's no excuses. We try to build our team every year. We try to get better every year. That's our job, recruiting and bringing in different players. And I thought we've done that this year. We're more athletic than we were last year. I wish I had some of those guys back. Noah, with his shooting, would have been nice to have him on this team. But,
Noah Gonzalez from last
Gonzalez,
year.
Yeah. But it happens. And so, you know, every year, Rod, we got to build. And it's in the NBA. It's everywhere you go. It's every year you got to get better. And it could be recruiting different guys. It could be letting guys go. Who knows? So you know, it's been a while since we've been in this position. The last couple of years, we've been down at the bottom, and you know, we've won three road games this year in the WAC. Where last year we didn't win any road games in the WAC, and so that's a big change. If we can win on the road, that's huge. And then again, taking care of the home court. So again, we got a good stretch right here. We're playing well. We're trying to keep everybody healthy. Every team's beat up. We just got to continue to get better. And like I said before, our number one goal, Ron, is to win the conference tournament. That's what we're trying to do. So we got to just keep getting better. And if we keep getting better, our chances are pretty good.
But it's got to help making this jump from 4 years ago and seeing the success now. It's got to help for recruiting, and especially if you take advantage of it and finish it off.
Well, they see that. The guys we're recruiting are following us to see where we're at in the rankings. You know, obviously you want to be at the top. It helps you recruiting like crazy. But like I said before, the NIL is the real deal right now with us recruiting, and everybody's asking, you know, how much. And it's going to open up, and you know, we're going to be calling people, and I know what's going to come out of their mouth is how much are we going to get. And it's sad.
And they're going to be calling your players too.
Yeah, and they're calling our players, trying to get them a transfer, and it's just a mess. It's just a bad thing. I hope that the NCAA figures this out, hopefully this next year or two. There's a lot of talk going on right now, so hopefully it helps. But, you know, you just got to do what you got to deal with. And right now I like these guys that we have, and we're going to focus on this year and finish strong, and then we'll worry about next year when it comes around.
All right, UT Arlington. First time you played them this year when you played other guys, right? A couple of times already. No, you already played them.
Yeah, we played Cal Baptist twice.
Yeah.
We played Arlington twice. Not Arlington, Abilene Christian twice. So it's coming around now the second time, and we'll play Cal Baptist this week. It'll be the third time that we've played them. The Utah Valley one, we haven't played those guys for almost a month.
Yeah.
But everybody else has been about 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah. When UT Arlington came into town a few weeks ago, another defensive struggle, and you lost by 4. This one, even though there was some great defense played on both sides, Thursday night it was a little bit more open. You got a little bit more comfortable with the shooting. I mean, you shot almost 49%.
Well, the first time we played them, they really guarded us on the 3-point line, and they gave us the 15-foot jumpers, and we did take advantage of that. And this last game we did a better job. When you play them a second time, obviously you see what they did to you the first time, and you make adjustments, and that's what our staff did a great job of preparing us. We did a great job preparing our guys, and our guys went out and did it. But it was still a defensive game. It really was. And rebounding. Defense and rebounding, to me, are things that you got to dominate. You can do those every game. You maybe don't shoot the ball well every game, but you can defend and you can rebound every single game.
And, Coach, Thursday night against UT Arlington, it was a classic. 19 lead changes and tied 13 times. Those are staggering numbers.
Well, it felt like, on the radio, it felt like we should have won it or before regulation, and then we probably should have lost it in the first overtime, and then the second overtime we pulled it out. So, again, to have our guys go through that, that's where you learn, is to go through those situations. And I think our guys got better on that last overtime. A great shot by Chance to win it, but it wasn't just a shot. It was the play that we actually ran and we executed. Yeah. We hit that a lot. We say we want to get good shots, make or miss. We want to get good shots, and we did a good job, and luckily it went in.
All right, so let's take a look at the highlights, Coach, and let's start midway through the second half. And you out-rebounded these guys.
Well, they killed us.
And here's one big rebound right here, and you got off on the break with Chance.
Yeah, that one, he's going full court. Again, they killed us on the glass the first time we played them, so we really emphasize that. And we're trying to push the ball up more now.
Yeah.
And so this one is good defense by Ethan, gets a block.
And this is back-to-back plays from Chance, too.
Yeah, get out and run, and then he pulls up. It's a good decision there and drills it. But again, we're rebounding, we're pushing the ball, trying to get into our offense a little bit early. There's a good hands by Noah, gets a steal. 2-on-1 right there. We always say take it till they stop you, and he didn't stop him, so we went all the way for the dunk.
All right, about 8 minutes to go. Ethan Potter, he gets clocked, right in the head. No foul called on this. Should have been something, I thought.
Yeah,
but
there's an elbow to the head right there off a rebound.
Watch this.
Again, it should have been on the back, number one. They didn't call it. Then he gets hit in the head. They don't call. So he goes out, gets stitches. Yeah. And then he comes back in and played really well. But Dario came in.
Three straight buckets.
Yeah, he got really low, got on the post. He's been playing good for us lately, getting the ball down to him. Nobody can really stop him. Ethan comes back in with the stitches and
missed
the headband.
about 4 minutes.
Yeah.
It's nice. That bandage more than a headband.
It's nice to have our doctors here to do that quick. It was huge to get him back in the game. And then he played well. He came in and hit some big shots. I guess we got to pop him in the head more often.
Absolutely.
And wake him up.
I told him he needs to wear that headband now permanently.
He'll probably be wearing it again on Thursday.
Yeah. All right. He hit his first 2 shots coming back in. All right. So we go to overtime. You're down 2 in overtime, and here we go.
Yeah, great defense job. And Chan, I think he's going to dunk that. He's went in hard, and that kind of got the crowd into. The crowd was good. We got to get more people here on Thursday. But
down 2 in the final couple of minutes. Big shot.
Big shot by Juice. Again, get into the key, getting an advantage, using his shoulder. Here's that play we're talking about.
So, this is Juice, second overtime.
Yeah, he misses a shot, but he follows it. There's the old Dominique Weekends or Larry Bird, you called it on the radio. Follow your own. He knew it was off. Yeah. He went and crashed and got a big bucket. That was huge.
So now we go down the final 10 seconds, tied at 84. You didn't call a timeout.
Yeah, they'll change up their defenses a lot, so we decided not to call a timeout. Juice makes a great read there. Ethan did a great job setting a good screen for Chance. Chance missed one right before that. The same play. We said we can get that again. This one he was more balanced. He was ready, and he drilled it. It was big.
Yeah, Chance Trujillo with a game-winning three-pointer with about 1.5 seconds left. And Chance, the WAC is recognizing him as the WAC player and newcomer of the week. He had a career-high 22 points, and he also he had 4 three-pointers.
Yeah, and that last one was a big one. It was funny. We talked about today at the end of our practice, congratulated him, and he said, hey, it doesn't matter if we don't win. And that's just how he is. He just, he doesn't want to take any of the credit. He's like, hey, we won. It's all that matters. I mean, that's the kind of guy he is, and he wants to win so bad, and that's why we wanted him.
Yeah. So Trujillo's getting the recognition as hitting the game-winning shot and the recognition from the WAC, but Holt came up big. 20 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists. He's been filling up the stat line the last month.
Yeah, he's done a good job of taking what the defense is getting him. He's getting better and better at that. And the first time we played him, he had a lot of little 15-footers. He just didn't shoot, kind of went too far. This game, he did a really good job of those little pull-ups, and he hit a lot of those. So Juice is playing well. Again, our substitution's weird. We got a lot of injuries, a lot of guys out, so we're subbing differently. And but so far, it's been paying off for him too as well.
Ethan Potter, a lot of teams have been double-teaming him and sometimes triple-teaming, but they spent a lot of time one-on-one. He got 18 and 7.
Yeah, teams will change it up. And sometimes they feel they can match up with him. This game, they thought they could get him off the block a little bit more, and then he'd work his way in. And we got to keep going to Ethan. We got to have that inside game because he's a great passer. He's a great scorer. And things go through him and change, and hopefully we can do that again.
Then Noah Belonga, he had kind of a rough shooting night, but he hit some big shots down the stretch when it counted.
Yeah, when he gets on the break, I get him out early. I think he's one of the toughest guys to stop. He's long. He's got some good Euro steps. He scores. We got to keep him going too. He had a couple good looks he missed.
Yeah.
But again, we say, hey, next play, you're open, let it go. That's one thing we're really trying to get with our guys is don't get down if you miss a shot.
Yeah.
If it's a good shot, it's in the offense and it misses, that's okay. We got a good shot, we'll come down, and you can't make them all.
Belonga had 10 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists. Now, in the first meeting, those guys, the guard line, Trujillo and Belonga and Holt, they went 1 for 12 from three-point land.
Yeah.
And you shot around 32% as a team. But Thursday against these guys, you shot almost 49%, and you were 7 for 20 from the three-point line against the best defense in the WAC when it comes to field goal and three-point percentage.
Yeah, again, the 1 for 11 numbers for the first game was they were running us off the line, and our guys were kind of forcing stuff, weren't making that extra pass. And then this game, I think they found that open.
Yeah.
We got a lot of those threes on the break too, Rod, which are hard to get back and match up.
Yeah.
We were trying to do that with them because they're really good at half-court defense, but they're not as good if you get them transition defense.
Yeah.
And so we were trying to do that. And that opened up a lot of our threes that we did hit, and then the ones that hit at the end of the game. But no, we got to continue to shoot threes. Threes are a big part of our game, no question.
Yep.
But you also got to take what the defense gives you. If they take that away, then they're going to give you something else, and you got to take advantage of that.
Against one of the better defensive teams, pressurizing teams, you only had 9 turnovers, Coach.
Yeah, it was good. We're getting better at that too as well. We're not forcing things. That's what I like. We're letting it come. We're making the easy play is what we call it. Find the open guy. And we've been working on a lot of different passing, a lot of different roles. A lot of teams are guarding our ball screens differently, so you have to work on those. And our guys are adjusting to that. It's nice to see that. And they kind of know what everybody can do now. We're starting to get a feel for each other, and so that makes a big difference.
There was a stretch there where you're getting out rebounded, especially on the offensive glass by double digits a couple of times. But you've out rebounded the last 3 teams that you've played, and offensive rebounds against these guys, you're only behind a couple. So you can. I know you've been harping on that and talking a lot about that, and now you can see that they're paying attention and they're playing a lot tougher on the boards.
Well, we still got a ways to go on that. We showed them again film today of things we got to do better. We still got to block off better. We're not hitting them. We're battling with it, but we're not making that contact. We're not making that first move to go hit them, get them off the glass. Some guys you hit, they'll stop. They won't rebound. Some guys will keep going. We got to continue to do that. And then we got to get more on the offensive glass. I'm still trying to get Noah. Noah's a great rebounder. I got to get him to rebound a little bit more, like Juice did that one time he got. We got to get those extra possessions, Rod. Those are huge. And when teams get extra possessions, 9 out of 10 times they hit a 3 or hit a big-time bucket. And that's something we continue to talk about and continue to push, and hopefully we can get more of those as the games come.
Got a 4-game winning streak going, half game out of first place. Got the 2 teams right in front of you in your building this week. So when you look over this 4-game stretch, you have to be pleased with the way your team is responding, that every player that comes in makes a contribution in one way or another.
Yeah, we talk about that. We always say when you come in the game, you should leave the game at least a point ahead or even. You shouldn't drop. These guys have done that. They've done a good job of, we're subbing a lot different than we did early in the year. They're not playing as many minutes in a row. They're still getting their minutes, but it could be a 2 or 3 minute stretch where they come in and come out instead of a 4 or 5 minute stretch. And so we're changing up that because without Madiba, we're losing some guys that way. But they've done that really well. And sometimes they don't want to come out and they're feeling it. And we understand it, but just getting that little 2 or 3 minute break will make a huge difference down the long run.
Well, such as Dario Domingos, 12 points, 6 rebounds in 10 minutes for Dario. Britton Barrett, he's been hobbled the last couple of games, but he hit 3 for 3 3-pointers the week before, and then he came and hit a big 3-pointer. Tanner Davis struggling with his shooting, but he's still playing great defense. Juice Holt and Noah, when they struggle a little bit, they're still getting 3-4 assists and 6 or 7, 8 rebounds. Everybody's is playing their part.
Yeah, and again, if you don't shoot it well, sometimes you just have those nights it just doesn't go in. They're good shots you're missing. You can always do other things. And you got to look at, hey, what can I do to help this team? My shot's not going. Do I need to drive it more? Do I need to rebound more? Do I need to be a passer more? Do I need to be a guy that sets the screens better? I mean, those are things that our guys are doing, and they're starting to catch on to that, which is nice to see.
Sign of great coaching, right?
Yeah, it's great. As long as the players do it, it's all about players, man. We can tell them all we want, but they got to go do it, and they're doing it. So hopefully we can keep it going.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have one of those guys that not a lot of playing time, but he's a big part of why you guys are getting some success. Dallin Grant, when the John Judkins Coaches Show comes back.
Welcome to Utah Tech University. From classrooms to cliffs and lectures to lakes. Here, we celebrate active learning, active life. Our trailblazers learn by doing, are career ready, and solve real problems with real partners to meet community needs. Here, students get the full college experience and choose from 300 affordable academic programs. All in one of the most stunning destinations on Earth. With this as your backyard, life is just as active as your education. Come experience active learning, active life at Utah Tech University.
Dallin Grant here from Cedar City, Utah. Come join Utah Tech at a day of practice. I'm mic'd up. I'm mic'd up. Hey, boy, how you mark? Just going. Doing good, bro. Hey, watch right. Watch right. Focus. You know, get right. I'm here. Right. Hey, Keem, got you, Keem. Hey, fall. Watch right. Yeah, I'm good. Got my finger here. Good play! Good ball! Here we go! Finish. All right, that'll do it for this practice. See you later.
All right, we mic'd up Dallin Grant a while back. We thought we'd bring it out of the archives. Welcome, sophomore from Cedar City, Dallin Grant. Good to see you.
Thanks for having me on.
That seems you look so young in that picture. That was when you first got here on transfer from Utah State.
Yes, sir. I guess I've grown up a little bit. At least I hope so.
Hey, we mentioned it right before the break, but and Coach, you can chime in on this. But Dallin, not as much playing time as obviously you would like, and you've talked about Dallin and how important he is in practice and in the game time, because when he's come in, he's been able to produce. So just talk about how you've been able to maneuver that, and when your time is called, you got to be ready.
Yeah, that's a great question. So I think I've just been able to always fulfill whatever role is thrown at me. That's always been my goal. Every time before a game, coach gives us a few minutes by ourselves to prepare, and so how I prepare is I pray a little bit, and I always pray that I can fulfill whatever role is asked of me that day, to be the best teammate that I can possibly be. And so whether that's going to be on the court that day or whether that's going to be on the bench, cheering, helping, I'm always going to do my part to affect winning in whatever way that I can. Yeah.
And Coach, people in the stands and all that, they don't see that part. They don't see how valuable a guy like Dallin really is.
Well, they see the cheering part, but they don't see the value of it, like you said. I mean, you got to remember, all the guys on our team, every one of them were high school stars. Yeah. I mean, Dallin was one of them at Cedar High, and you got Preston again. You know, he was a big part of Desert Hills. And so you see these guys, and they've never been on the bench. They never have done that situation. And they want to be out there playing, and I want to do it. Sometimes the first year we also want to put how many minutes everybody wants to play, because it's way over how many minutes we can actually get. So someone's going to have to sacrifice somewhere. But Dallin and Preston, I'll tell you, to me, they're a big part of us. And I tell them that all the time. I say, guys, you guys mean more than you guys think. You're helping us more in practice. You're helping us more on the bench. doing what they're doing. And I keep saying, hey, be ready, be ready. And every time I really say that, I don't get them in, but I want them to know that I'm so close of getting them in. And Dallin has been working his tail off in practice. I told him to make sure you're running a lot, because what I don't want to do is his chance comes and he's not ready, and he's out of shape, and then he can only play 1 minute because he's the guy grabbing his jersey going, I need a break, I need a break. And he has. I see him on the sides running. I see him do stairs after practice. He does the things, like you're saying, that people don't see.
Yeah.
And he's a big part of it. And you got to remember with him, he had shoulder surgery, say that fast 10 times. He had it in the summer. It took him a while to get back. He really, December is about when you kind of got everything kind of back, wasn't it? November, December?
Yeah, I kind of came into everything.
And so he was a little bit behind those guys. But again, I just love how he works. Every day in practice, he's doing things. We think he's going to get better and better, and he's only a sophomore, academically, or athletically, excuse me. Academically, he's a junior. But again, I think he's, the future for him is going to be bright if he continues to work what he's doing. He's catching it on our offense. He's doing the things we ask him to do. We have been trying to play him a little bit at the 4 and the 5. Kind of we're doing with Toby a little bit. And that's kind of tough because they're different spots. Yeah. But he's always willing to work. I love that. He never complains. There's a guy that he wants to win so bad, but he wants to play, but he also knows, hey, I want to help this team the best I can.
So you're trying to maybe at 5. Have you ever played center before? Did you play center at Cedar?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. I went from the 3 to the 5.
Yeah.
At Cedar, kind of played a little bit of everything.
Do you like that?
Yeah, I do. I enjoy it. I enjoy wherever I can be out there on the court making a difference.
Yeah. Well, the game's changed, Rod. The 5s are outside now.
That's true.
You know what I mean? They're not. You play against a team that post up, and he can do that. He can guard guys in the post and 4s or 5s or whatever they are. So, it's just I like how he shoots the ball. He's got a good shot. He's got to make some better reads and things like that. But he's getting there.
Well, he can get to 3.
I know
you see it all the time.
That's what I'm saying. I like his shot. I didn't say 3. It's reads. He's got to read the cutters and read certain things. But it's good.
So this is your second year here. Just talk about what you see in this team, and you come to the tail end of the transition. Now you're experiencing some success as a team. Just talk about that from when you first got here to now, the success this group is having.
I think that last year was a step forward in the right direction for the program as a whole. I think Coach would agree. I think there was a lot of great guys on that team, and they had a lot of integrity. And I think it kind of laid the foundation for this year. I know it has for me as a player, as a person. But this year we're able to bring in more athleticism, like Coach has mentioned this year, and I really think like a competitive edge. I think a lot of our guys really have that competitive edge to where they're almost getting on one another, where we have to like tone it down a little bit. But ultimately it's a good thing, and I think that's really affected this year's and our success.
Yeah. When you're at practice and when you're waiting for your time, your time's going to come. Does that help motivate you and push you and say, okay, I got to keep going? Yeah,
Definitely, 100%. I think, getting that extra conditioning in and the extra shots and everything else is, I do that because I know that my time is approaching, and that I got to be ready at any moment. Another thing too is I also really just enjoy being a part of something, part of a team. And so that's motivation within itself as well, is to do what I can do to contribute to winning. Yeah. That's motivating within itself.
That's huge. That's right. It's huge. What you just said. We had a guy here. We were Division II. I don't know if you guys remember Brett Adams. Played baseball for us. Pretty good basketball player as well. I recruited him on basketball too as well. But he played baseball. He came to me after his baseball season was over, 4 years. I said, "Hey, I got one more year left. Can I come play basketball?" I said, come be a walk-on. Why do you want to do it? Why do you want to play? Because I just want to be a part of something. I want to be a part of a team. I want to be a part of, and that's Dallin. Dallin's the same way. Again, these guys who don't play a lot, what could they do? They could be the first guy out of the gym. Hey, practice is over. I'm out of here. I'm not going to work on my game. He doesn't do that, and that takes a lot of guts and a lot of courage and a lot of, hey, that's what I love about him. He could be the first one to leave. Yeah, I'm not playing. I'm out of here. Yeah. But he's not. He's still there in the gym, shooting, working on his game, waiting for that chance, Rod. And that's huge.
Yeah. Well, it tells you a lot about him as a person.
Exactly. His parents taught him well to be ready that way, and his wife very supportive. He's the only one on our team that's married. You know, and his wife is very, very supportive, and I know they want to play. We all want to play, and but you can't tell that when you come into practice, you couldn't tell he's a kid that hasn't been playing. He just goes hard.
So speaking of that, how long have you been married?
And
Happily married or married?
Happily married. Very happily married.
You better say that.
We got married in August of 2024, so
Okay.
that summer right before I got here.
Yeah.
So it's been like a year and a half.
Where did you meet her?
Almost 2 years. I met her up at Utah State my freshman year. We met in the Walmart
Grocery
actually.
store.
Up there.
In the Walmart?
Yeah, the North
The
Logan
Walmart.
Walmart. So
The produce section?
no, not quite, but it was in the parking lot where we got talking. But that's a long story.
Love at first sight?
For me, it was. Yeah.
How long did it take her to agree?
That wasn't too long. I think I convinced her pretty.
Turned on the charm pretty
yeah,
good?
I think so.
All right. So tell us a little bit about, growing up in Cedar City and a little bit about your family getting you to the person that you are, happily married and with a better half.
That's a loaded question. Where do I start? I grew up in Cedar City the first 18 years of my life until I graduated high school and left on a mission to Minnesota. A lot of influential people there in Cedar City. I had a coach and a friend who really helped me through my basketball journey and helped me to get to where I am today. I have a lot of people to thank, too many to shout out right now.
Yeah.
But I saw success in my basketball career throughout, since I was in elementary school and throughout high school until I eventually committed to Utah State. After my mission, I went to Utah State for a year, redshirted and was injured. I broke both my wrists while I was there. But then I decided to transfer because I had a connection with Juddy. Yeah. I've known Juddy for a long, long time.
Yeah.
And luckily he was happy to have me here, and so that's kind of the journey to
And
get
where do
here.
you fit in as far as the family?
Oh, he's
siblings
got a
and stuff?
huge family.
Oh, I'm number 6 of 9.
6
So,
of 9.
Yeah. So there's a lot of us.
So you could feel almost a full basketball scrimmage.
Yeah, you almost. If you count my parents, you could.
Yeah.
So there'd be 11 of us
And
total.
his cousin, again, he's related to Josh and
Okay,
Greg
right,
and
yeah.
Nate and all those Grants too.
Played
as
up,
well.
up
Yeah.
at the U, yeah. So so the genes run pretty good in that
Yeah.
family.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So do you ever have like extended family reunions with the other Grants and have a good basketball game?
Not.
Because
Not recently.
I know Josh pretty well, and I like to see you go up against Josh right now. He's a little older than you,
Yeah.
but he's still got some game.
Not too recently. When I was younger, we would get together a little bit more often with them.
Yeah.
But that's pretty extended family. I think Josh is like my second cousin,
Yeah.
once or twice removed. Something I don't know how all that works there.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I've seen him a few times. I don't know that I've ever been on the court with him or anything like that. But
I think we ought to get that together.
Yeah,
That'd be
yeah,
There you go.
that would
Yeah, and
be sweet.
then you get you on there too, because you hit a half-court
We
shot.
battle the Grants.
You still got the shot.
Yeah, we'll battle. the
Juddy's
Grants,
in the
though.
top.
I'm
he's
in the top three,
3.
so I've got to
Yeah.
keep going. Gotta
On the
make some more.
half-court shot. Yeah,
Yeah,
if you don't know what we're talking about, the day before a game, they have a half-court shot challenge where the players versus the coaches and managers and all that. And sometimes the coach
We make
wins.
it. Sometimes
you
we
know,
make it.
beats you guys.
Sometimes
And
we
you've
make
hit 3, right?
I've hit 3.
How many have you hit?
I've hit 3 as well. I just hit this last game. So
Okay.
tied it up.
How
with
many did you
Juddy.
hit, Rod?
We won't talk about that.
Juddy's Rod's gotten pretty close.
Yeah.
So
No,
I
it's
don't
not
have
pretty
the
close
strength
a
to
few
throw
times.
it, but
It's
anyway,
some fun to
it's a
try to
lot
do
of
it.
fun
It
too.
is.
Because
we should
you
put
know,
that on here one of these times.
Yeah.
A Rod highlight.
Yeah.
there you
Well,
go.
yeah. It's on Twitter. If you go to the Utah Tech basketball Twitter site, you'll see him nailing one at Cal Baptist, and then he just took off into the tunnel.
I'm due on Wednesday. I'm due.
All right, 2 big games coming up this week. Utah Valley on Thursday. You played them, exactly a month ago, and it was a back and forth game until about midway through the second half, and then things kind of seemed like you lost your composure a little bit.
Yeah.
And then they beat you pretty good the second half of that.
Yeah, we kind of had myself get a technical, and then we had they call it flagrant 1 again. I sent it into the officiating, and they said, oh, that shouldn't have been called. We had a couple of those that
You weren't even raising your voice.
just changed the game, just changed the whole game. And I told my guys, hey, I'm going to fight for you. That's the only thing I can do. I can't play, so I'm going to fight for you. And when I saw them taking advantage of us, that's when I lost it. But again, then we had one right there. They call intentional flagrant 1, and that's 2 shots and the ball.
Yeah.
And they had like a 6-7 point swing, and then our guys fought back, but it was a little too late. But I like our chances. I think we're playing better now than we were then. and we were right there in the game, back and forth.
Yeah, and you did a lot of great things. You,
Yeah.
you played some really good defense, and it showed. And
Well, they
and
play,
you made some
and
shots too.
They play really good there. I mean, they've won 23 straight games
Yeah.
at home. They play well there, and we should have beat them here last year. We lost in overtime
Yeah.
here. So, we hope we get a big crowd. We're going to be out on Monday, or I guess Wednesday. We're out talking to students
Yeah.
and getting people here. Please come out. It should
Yeah.
be a fun game.
And so, Dallin, do you guys talk about this amongst the players? A half game out, you got a chance to do something that no other team has done, moving to Division I.
Yeah, I mean, we do mention it. I don't necessarily know if it's the focus.
Yeah.
I think we've done a good job this year of just like one game at a time. Focus on the game at hand.
Good.
So I think that's probably the biggest thing that we focus on. But we definitely keep
They
our eye
see
out,
it.
and
Yeah,
we
they see it.
We see
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, this is something
Well, the
we
game
haven't
at
done
hand,
yet.
Thursday,
There you
right
go.
there.
There
you
you
can
go.
you can leapfrog them in the
Let's go get it
standings.
done. Go get
The
it
old
done.
Hammer rivalry, Thursday, 7 o'clock tip, 6:45 pregame on Trailblazer Sports Vision and the Fan Sports Radio. So it should be fun, guys. Let's pack the Burns again, and let's get a win over those guys from Orem.
Sounds
Yes,
good.
sir. Let's
Okay,
do it.
that's it. We'll see you Thursday night in Burns Arena, 7 o'clock against the rivals, Utah Valley. See ya.